We're talking
Yep.
about caffeine being injected or being distributed into your nose for very quick, like within
I just
seconds,
I
feeling.
just don't see why you would ever need that. Like, I don't see why taking something nasally, like, why you would need that opposed to taking a caffeine pill orally.
Right.
Like,
And I
it
actually,
just
while you
doesn't make
were
sense for me.
talking about that, I actually looked up the administration of caffeine in alternate forms. It was like a sports medicine write up on NIH.gov. It's got
Okay,
the
so what's it
it's got
say?
the .gov, so you know it's legit.
Yeah,
So it
okay.
talks about basically the whole. There's an abstract section where it talks about chewing gum and absorbing caffeine through the
Right. I've
mucous
had the chewing
membranes.
gum, it tastes like
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, and that's used for like rapid absorption. Athletes use it, and it's pretty effective.
The chewing gum?
Yeah, and there's also mouth rinsing apparently, which is the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah, like I know, because if you put stuff on your gums, it goes, like, it gets digested or it absorbs faster,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you would just swish the mouthwash
But
around.
the nose is the fastest though. But like it also hurts. It's uncomfortable. It's hard. You can damage your
Well,
nose.
that's the
Like
thing. It
people that
actually
have coke like have their nose
they
damaged.
have holes in
Like
their nose. Like their nose is beyond
yeah,
fucked. For those like who listen to this and know who Artie Lang is, if you don't Google him, there's newer pictures of him from like recent times. He used to be a huge cocaine addict, and now his nose is absolutely fucked. It looks like he's gotten into several street fights, but it's actually his nose collapsed because of all of the cocaine abuse, which is insane to
yeah.
even fathom
No,
how much fucking
the
cocaine you need to snort in your
the
entire life.
tissues in the nose are like sensitive, and that's why people do it. But that's why you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, no.
Because it's sensitive.
Yeah, no.
Because it's not very durable.
Well, according to this write up,
It's also why you don't stick shit up your butt because yeah, it's sensitive. You'll absorb it fast, but you also fuck your ass up.
more research is needed examining alternate forms of caffeine delivery, including direct measures of brain activation and entry of caffeine into the blood, which basically
I'd
means we
agree
have no
that
idea what nasal, what these snorting energy things are going to do to us in the long run.
I'd agree with more research needs to be done with caffeine, like how to take it, but like I do not agree that the through the nose. I don't think any more research needs to be done to know it's a bad idea. I
It's
think we know it's a bad idea. We could do research, but it doesn't need to be done for us to know it's a bad idea.
some people out there are going to think of snorting caffeine, and think it's a good idea. Probably because they snort cocaine, but whatever.
Okay, I
Who
haven't
knows?
done it because I don't recommend or condone it, but I've been around people that snort cocaine. It fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Or that's what they've said.
Or
Like,
so
it's
people
not.
have said. Yeah.
Some people have said, yeah, no, it's not. Like, I guess I don't know why I wouldn't condone it because it's not illegal, but you know, it's a weird thing to do. But it's not a pleasurable time. Snorting shit doesn't feel good. I don't know why you just don't take it like by mouth like everyone does. Everyone just drinks coffee. Drink coffee. If you don't want to drink a lot, just take an energy shot.
Yeah.
If you don't want to take, I don't see why taking an energy shot would be a problem and putting something in your nose isn't a problem. I really don't understand that. Unless you're like, oh, I'm on a cleanse, I'm going into the doctor and I can't eat or drink anything. I mean, you probably shouldn't be snorting anything anyways, but you know.
I feel like the
maybe
caffeine, the whole. I feel like there's like the past like decade, there's been just this caffeine boom, with all of these different energy drinks and stuff. With might go hand in hand. I have no idea, but it seems like it goes hand in hand with like the modern entrepreneur style of worker, who just
Yeah,
always
everyone
work,
just
work,
needs to
work.
work more.
Yeah, just work,
work more and more caffeine.
more money, more caffeine. You know, it's
Get an
just
Adderall prescription. But
just
also,
everything.
if regular caffeine isn't strong enough for you, just jump right to Coke. Don't
Fuck
do
it.
this
Just
like
be an adult.
bullshit
Just do coke.
caffeine. Yeah,
That's what we're
yeah,
trying to say.
it's like
That's what we're trying to
Four
say.
Loko and caffeine. Just be an adult and do Coke.
Just be an adult and do coke, dude. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't do Four Locos either. If I don't trust people that
Do
can
Four
drink Four
Locos.
Loco and like function.
Please do Four Locos.
No. Saying do
So, are
Four
you-
Locos just makes it sound so much worse.
Are
Than,
you implying I don't function?
I'm implying that there's people out there that aren't like you that drink a Four Loco and can't do anything else for the rest of the day. They have to sit on a couch and
That's
pretty
'cause
much
it's
just try to
marketed towards
function.
those people.
Yeah,
but
it's marketed to people that like to be on life
But
support after their alcoholic beverage.
But I don't. But that doesn't mean that everyone that does it is
Uh,
a retard.
almost. But
All right,
yeah,
fine.
almost.
I can't really. All right, fine.
All I'm saying is that Four Loko is a little too much. If you need a Four Loko to get drunk, you might be an alcoholic. I don't think you need a Four Loko to get drunk. You're just insane, and you prefer it for some reason.
Yeah, I just like the taste.
You just like the abuse. That's what it is.
the sour Four Locos actually taste really good. It's like I like drinking high alcohol percentage, so I don't have to drink as much. Cause like I won't drink liquids that fast. So if I drink like a beer, I'm never gonna get drunk. Or if I drink like wine, maybe I'll get drunk. But if I drink a ton of vodka, I'd get drunk. But then it tastes bad, so I don't want to drink it. So you gotta drink something that's 14% that tastes good. That's how you get lit. And you gotta keep up with the homies.
I remember
If the
there was
homies
a
are getting
month.
lit,
There
you
was,
gotta hit
there was a
lit.
whole month where you just shared Four Loko advertisements on Facebook. Like every Four
Oh, do I
Loko
not?
advertisement. I don't know if you share them anymore or
If
not.
I stop doing that,
You might have. I don't know. I don't follow you on Facebook, do I? I'm friends with you, but I don't have you followed.
There was like a week or two where I'd share every single one of their posts, either because I was feeling extra annoying or every post they had was good. Probably a mix of the two.
Yeah, that might
But,
make. Yeah, that's.
Uh,
I'm going to
I
tell
mean,
my
I know
kids
I
this is
shared one
coffee.
like
That's a
a
good
couple weeks ago. I'm going to tell my kids this is coffee. That was a good one.
one. Yeah, there's a few
All right,
ones.
do we have any more to talk about this bullshit nasal spray?
Yeah. So in conclusion, I think it's a dumb idea, and it's not gonna.
Yeah, no
do
shit.
good. He has $30 on his Indiegogo. I don't know when he started it, but
$30.
$30. 2 people for pledges of 15 apiece. So there's 2 people out there that are.
All right, we're axing this topic. I don't want to talk about it anymore. All right,
Hey,
so,
guys.
Since I talked about my
Welcome.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, the Mason Brandon podcast. We're not going to give it a name. Fuck you. It's the Mason and Brandon podcast.
Yeah, no, I thought
At this
that
point,
I had like
yeah.
a really long name last week, and I just couldn't remember it, and I didn't want to watch the video, so I just called it the Mason Brandon.
All the cool guys,
podcast.
all the cool guys just put their name in it, except for Bill Burr.
Yeah,
Shout
why
out to
not?
Bill Burr. He puts a title on it because he's just
I
fuck
mean,
you. He's Bill Burr.
Logan Paul's podcast is called Impulsive.
Oh, that's
Like an
stupid.
Paul.
Logan Paul's stupid.
I think it's a little clever. I gotta give credit. Think where credit is due.
Impulsive. Oh.
Using your last name as a pun, I think, never gets
He
old.
probably didn't even think of it himself.
Or first name.
He definitely
Probably not. He
didn't think of
probably
it
has
himself.
a team.
Definitely has a team.
Like
His posse,
there's
if you will.
There's this one small Chicago EDM DJ I follow. His last name is like Basil or something. So his DJ name is Bass Ill, and I just think that's super clever.
Okay, that's a little more clever than impulsive because it's 2 plays on words instead of one.
It's
you
definitely
know, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely way cleverer. But like, if you can work your last name into like an actual word, like that's pretty good. I haven't found anything with my last name. I mean, my first name Mason Jar, kind of retarded. Mace, you could probably word the word mace. I was dropped
Mace
the mace
on
for
jar.
a while.
It's just some it would have to be a
Oh my
stretch. It
God.
wouldn't work. But yeah, usually
But-
when you try to think of a name for something cool like an artist or a DJ, they usually go for their names first because if you get an idea out of your name, it's probably going to be unique because I mean,
Yeah.
your last name is
Or
pretty
just
much unique.
your name, but that's like a house artist, and I don't really listen to house artists.
Someone actually did your name. Is that one?
Your name? That's an anime, actually.
Oh, excellent.
Your name?
Your.
Yeah, I think people say it's good. Other people say it's bad. I don't know. I haven't watched it.
I don't watch anime.
I think it was actually one of the best-selling anime movies of like all time, and it broke through to like general populace. That's how big it was. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
I wish I cared about anime. I do. I watched a grand total of 2 full anime. It was Full Metal
Alright,
Alchemist
well-
Brotherhood, and I don't even remember the name of the
It's
second
a
one.
good thing at the bottom of my list to talk about just says anime.
Sick. So that's gonna be the very last thing. We might
yeah,
not even
if
get
we
to
get
it.
there. All right. Well, so the last 2 podcasts we started with me. We finished the first podcast, but the second one we had a bit of a deadline, so
Little
we didn't even
rushed.
get to your week. So you talk about your last week or your last 2 weeks. You bring up whatever you want. You can go first, and then I'll if I have similar topics, I'll share those. But
Sick. All right.
so what'd you do?
It was good.
How was your
Past 2 weeks been decent. I
Good.
have a few things to talk about the week prior. I don't even think I'm going to talk about the week prior. I think I'm just going to talk about this past week.
I mean,
past
if
7
it's
days.
big, if it's big and worth talking about, talk about
Well,
it.
nothing-
But if it's just like small little things, like
Yeah, because I'm going to talk
it's up to
about
you.
Shield, obviously. So that's going to tie into last week as
Yeah.
well. Allie and I have been playing
Did you
that.
not finish? Did you have more to say than last week?
Yeah, because Allie and I have been playing it a lot more, and because there's
Okay.
actually a little bit of endgame to it, which we've
I
realized.
haven't
So
played
it's kind of cool.
fucking video game since I guess last Saturday I played Mario Party. Or no, Thursday. No, it was Friday, Thursday. It was a week ago. I played Mario Party. That's the last time I played a game.
Yeah, I definitely don't have time to play a lot of video games nowadays.
Wait, no, just kidding. I played HOTS a few days later. Okay, so how's the game? How's Shield?
Shield is good.
How's the bottom of the Pokemon games?
I mean, it's good. Allie and I are playing through
How's
the
pretty
Pokedex,
Ponyta?
the Rapidazzle pack.
Rapidazzle, yeah,
Amazing.
the Rapidazzle pack. How's half the Pokemon?
So last weekend, I think it was, Game Freak announced that there was going to be some new content.
DLC?
There's
New Pokemon?
They're slowly phasing in new Dynamax Pokemon. I think Dynamax or whatever the fuck they're called.
Why?
So,
Wait, Pokemon or Dynamax?
no, new Dynamax versions of Pokemon. So
Wait, hold on. What's the one where it's just a big Pokemon? Is that Dynamax?
I believe that's called the Dynamax or Gigantamax.
One is just the big version of the Pokemon. The other one's a new form of the Pokemon.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're right. You're super right.
So what?
Wait a minute. That's crazy. I never knew that.
It's like if you have a fucking, I don't know, a Squirtle, you can Gigantamax it, and then it just becomes a big Squirtle. But like, if you try to Gigantamax, like, I don't know, Pikachu, it becomes a Pikachu with a hat on. Or something. I don't know. But they have different forms when they become big. Some do. Some just have the same form but bigger.
Okay, so I'm reading it right now. Gigantamax is essentially Dynamax,
Yes.
but their appearance changes significantly.
Okay.
So the Gigantamax is the one that got added in this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, because
So they're new Gigantamax forms.
One new Gigantamax form.
Who?
Snorlax.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was really cool.
That was super
I
cool,
liked it.
and
I clapped.
he's got an island
I literally clapped.
on his tummy, and I don't think there's any other Pokemon that deserved a Gigantamax Pokemon. So now, having said that,
Oh yeah.
I
saw that. I was like, Pokemon getting Snorlax Gigantamax DLC. That's pretty cool. And then I just forgot about it.
And then you just
'Cause I
forgot
didn't
about
care.
it, yeah, because no one really talks about it because it's just kind of, I mean, no one's really giving a shit about Pokemon Shield anymore. Most people are over it. It's just a Pokemon game. You'll play through it. It took us like 7 or 8 hours to play through the entire game, like the entire storyline, so to speak.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to play.
If I want to call it if I want to call it that. I'm actually scrolling through the Gigantamax Pokemon, and the Gigantamax designs, I don't know if I talked about this last week, they're really good. The ones that got Gigantamax versions are really, really good. Except for Melmetal. I'm looking on the Bulbapedia website, and Melmetal doesn't have a Gigantamax like art. It just has a sprite as if it's too like almost it's not in yet, or they're gonna do it later. But yeah, Snorlax got his Gigantamax stats. He is a 114 feet tall. He knows the move G-Max Replenish. That is his special, I guess. Every Gigantamax Pokemon gets their unique move, which I think is super sick. Lapras is G-Max Resonance. It's an ice type move that does like 150 damage. Just fucking craziness. And what are other good ones? G-Max Befuddle. It's the strongest bug move in the game now because Gigantamax Butterfree exists, which is just a giant butterfly. Knows G-Max Befuddle.
Yeah.
It's not super good. It's 55 feet tall though. It's a huge fucking butterfly. So, what else is there to say about this game besides it disappointed me and then I got over it and now I'm learning to enjoy this game. It is a game all its own, and if you treat it like that, then it's a pretty good game. Because I've said it before, Nintendo doesn't make bad games, they just make disappointing games. Because there's all this hype surrounding it, they have these Nintendo Directs, and they like to talk about their games, which is fine, but just give the people what they want. It's hard to determine that, though, sometimes, especially when you're on the other side of the pond, and being a Western consumer, I don't know what the Japanese crowd likes. Maybe the Japanese crowd loves the new changes, and they aren't even talking about the fact that there's all these Pokemon missing. I mean, who knows? But all in all, I am gonna keep enjoying this game. There's a fair amount of end game. There's ways to train IVs and get really strong Pokemon. Train them. Go to the battle tower. When you get to the battle tower, all your Pokemon go to level 50, and you choose three Pokemon out of your party, and you just do 3v3s or 1v1s with three Pokemon for as long as you can until you lose. And then you get these battle points. You can spend the battle points on like TMs, other shit. There's a special thing you can do when you get to level 100 on your Pokemon. I don't know the exact name of it. I'm gonna search it right now. Level 100 Pokemon Shield. Basically what it is it's another way of training your Pokemon to like the next level, I guess. It's oh man, I wish I knew that.
Prestige Pokemon get to have prestiges now? That's pretty
yes, it is basically a fucking prestige. I don't know what I don't know what else to like I don't know what else to call it because I can't.
Prestiges in RPGs, it's like that's not real. It's just New Game Plus.
Essentially, I don't know if it's like a New Game Plus where it goes down to 0 or level 1, but I think what it does is just gives them like one final like boost, maybe like a training thing, and it's costs a lot, and then they get an extra stat boost. Not my Pokemon. Is that what you're saying?
Not my Pokemon. Yeah.
We all have our concerns about video games. I did. I certainly was a critic, and I don't take back anything I said about the game. I said the game was going to be a dumpster fire, and at times it is a dumpster fire, especially when you try to play online, and you try to recruit people to do the Gigantamax raids, which is essentially you go up in the dens in the wild areas, and there's going to be a giant beam of light shooting down from it, and you can select it, and it's going to you collect your watts, whatever the fuck watts are used for, and it prompts you to go into a party of 4. It has you and 3 other people as it's searching, and then you search. It took me 10 minutes, I shit you not, to find 2 people, and then I had to stop the search and just fill another person in with a CPU.
Like Nintendo.
It sucks though because this is the easiest thing in the world for them is just matchmaking. And
one time Nintendo is good with their online.
I literally can't. Maybe like Animal Crossing Wild World, but I've never actually played Wild World with that, so.
Which one? I think it was City Folk. You literally could just duplicate weapons by duplicate any item you wanted by dropping it, leaving a town. I mean, shovel's a weapon for rocks. But if you left a town and then turned off your system at the right time, it would leave the thing in the other person's town, but it would also keep the thing in your inventory. So
right.
You could either lose or duplicate items if you did that trick. So,
and it's just that just sounds like another shoddy design flaw, apparently, of their internet.
Yeah, but that was also the Wii era. They probably have things for that fixed.
Not much has changed, really.
Yeah, I mean, they could probably just blockchain it, blockchain your items at this point.
Oh man, I'd be so upset. That'd be the fucking worst, dude. So I turned on
extra security so you couldn't like lose items.
Right. Oh, that would be or like a pin. You'd have to put in like a pin. That would be fun.
No, but it's like it's so wireless. Couldn't like mess and send new signals. You couldn't just like have the game generate, I guess, an easier thing to do or to just have it on a server, but then you have to trust that the person on the server isn't going to mess with it. Sort of like how Minecraft, if you join Minecraft servers, you can't, you used to be able to edit your items, but now your items they changed it very early on, so your items were server based, so the people on the server had the power to edit your items. What I'm saying, if they did items through blockchain, it's that every time you got an item, like, legit, it would, like, register in every player's profile, or, like, back end of their profile.
So they technically have it, but it's not in
They
their
don't have
inventory.
it, they just, like, the information that you own it exists on everyone's computer, and if you try and mess with it, the blockchain will be like, yeah, this isn't right, and remove it.
That sounds exploitable.
How? No, blockchain is the least exploitable thing ever. What are you talking about?
When you say that everybody has the information, that it's there.
Everyone. Okay, so you're playing a game, right? What game do you play?
Whatever. Yeah.
So there's like what the best sword in League, right? Or the best weapon, right?
Sure, yeah.
Everyone has the information. You have the information of that on your computer. But if you were to try and, like, put the item in your inventory in the middle of a game, that's called hacking. Like, you're trying to put that information, the server will be like, oh yeah, you don't actually have that, you're hacking, it'll probably kick you from the game, or just not let you add the item in.
I don't know,
like,
maybe.
If you have a hack
I don't know what
League has in terms of, like, anti-cheating or things.
But,
so
yeah, well, it's just an example. It's definitely going to do that because most online games do that. It checks with the server.
yeah.
Because, like, if you try and use something, it checks with the server, all the data's on the server. But anyone on the server can access that, and they can manipulate the game on the server. So if someone, I don't know where the servers are located, but say someone just went to the warehouse and just, like, logged into a server. I don't even know if you can log into servers like that. But they just, like, change the game while it's happening. They could do that, and there wouldn't be a problem. What I'm saying is, not only would it be on the server, but all the information would be on everybody's computer while they're playing. So even if the server tried to change it, everyone else would be like, that's not correct, because that's how blockchain works.
Yeah.
It would be a total waste. Like, there's no reason you would need that, because no one would ever mess with the server.
I mean,
And it'd probably be
I
a
don't think
waste of,
anybody
like-
would actually try to go out of their way to fuck with it.
It'd probably be a waste of bandwidth having everyone's information on the blockchain.
Probably.
But, you know, I guess it's, like, I don't know, it would be funny if someone, like, had a game inventories by blockchain. I think that'd be a funny thing.
I think that'd be the worst.
Like, it wouldn't be good. It'd probably be more bad than good, but, like, because all the information's stored on the server, and that's pretty much all you need, because, like, hacking servers like that is very hard. Like, if you try and hack someone's, like, Hearthstone collection on a server, it's very, very hard to do.
Right. All right, bring it
because they
back.
have, like-
Bring it back.
Okay.
We're going down
All
going down the rabbit hole. And,
Yeah, okay.
Nintendo has shit internet.
Yeah, they should use blockchain.
So blockchain basically
I'll talk about that somewhere else.
It's going to be a video all in itself. Probably.
What a waste of 5 minutes. We're just ranting about blockchain. Alright, so what else about Pokemon?
So when you turn on the internet, it's because there's an option to
Yeah, it sucks.
start.
Because Nintendo Internet always sucks.
Yeah, you start the verses. It's like VS on the menu, and you go on it, and gives you the option to save like it does with most. And you start it, and immediately you just get a frame drop, this quick frame drop, and you think, okay, it's just gonna load everything, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and
it sounds like Nintendo.
It never stops, and it's so abysmal. And then you look around, and there's maybe 3 or 4 people around you, and it's just a very disappointing experience for a game that just came out. Doesn't really seem like anyone's really interested in the internet or the online aspects of the game. When it comes to the Gigantamax raids, I think I got 2 or 3 people total in those raids, and then everybody else were just AI because I wasn't able to find anybody. I spent like 5-10 minutes each time trying to find people. It shouldn't take that long. People are still playing this game. It came out, less than a month ago? There should still be people playing this game. So
there should be if it was a good game.
So it's either people are just over this game or they're not doing the raids. They're probably playing, more in the competitive aspect. probably
Yeah.
the formats. I think the new format just came out, or the official format for this just came out. So probably people are just learning that and training their wild Pokemon. But yeah, Gigantamax, it's pretty much what it is. Is you have the giant, the raids essentially are you have the Gigantamax, and it stays like Gigantamax because under most circumstances it only lasts 3 turns, but this is just forever. And every like 2 turns, he or she will get a shield for lasting 4 hits. So no matter how hard you hit it, it'll take 1 or 2 bars. If it's super effective, it'll take down 2 bars. If it's normally effective, it'll take down 1. And you need to get.
Wait, what do you mean by bars?
It's the shield. It has a shield
Oh.
that lasts for 4 hits.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
4 bars.
see.
Yeah, the way I worded it was kind of
Bars.
funky, but yeah.
I understand. I forgot that. Okay.
So
yeah.
it has that. It's got like a little cute mechanic behind it that makes it a little more difficult. I think I had trouble with like one of them. Centroscorch, I think the name of it was the Gigantum. It was like it has a pretty cool design to it. It's basically just like the Chinese dragon. It's like fire dragon design. So I think that was pretty cool. And then you beat the Pokemon, all the health goes down, and then you have the option to catch it, so you don't have to worry about is it going to be low or whatever. So it gives you the option to catch it, and you can use whatever Pokeball. 9 times out of 10, you're going to catch it because it already has no health. And whether or not you do catch it, the raid is still successful. So you do get the stuff, the spoils, which is XP candies, extra which ranges in size from small to extra large, which essentially is indicative.
Rare.
Yeah, well, which is indicative to how much experience you're going to get. So the extra large candies give you I think 5,000 experience, which is crazy to think because you get 2 of those per raid. So rare candies are essentially obsolete in this game now. You don't even need to use them, which is why you probably get them so often. You get rare candies more often than you get the experience candies. So leveling your Pokemon is no problem in this game. Honestly, they know that it's a joke at this point. What the big thing of it is finding the Pokemon and catching them, because the catch rates for some of these Pokemon are actually really, really high. So, or actually really low is what I'm trying to say. So the difficulty of the game is kind of straight away from less grindy and more enjoying it, of course, because it's a Nintendo game. It's supposed to be aimed more towards for kids. So it's fine, whatever, I'll take it. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I had to mute the music for the Wild because the Wild music is obnoxious and just loud, noisy bagpipes. Hey, if you're into that type of music, more power to you. But that's not my cup of tea. I don't like that type of music at all. So Allie and I paused it, and we promptly turned on our Google Home Mini, which we just got in the mail for free. Free Google Home Mini. Because
is that a gift?
Apparently, because we have Spotify Premium, we got a free one. So
what the fuck? I would have done Spotify Premium if I would have known that.
I don't know. It was kind of just an email like, hey, thanks for being Spotify Premium. So they weren't really advertising it really much. They just want our information. They just want to listen to us when we talk, which is understandable.
I want one. I should get one.
You should.
Or not. Who knows?
No, get I don't know how expensive the small one is, but it's called the Google Home Nest, which is just like the smaller version of it, and you could just you could use it as a Bluetooth speaker. Or you can talk to it when you're lonely. Normal things.
Yeah.
You said I do get lonely. It do happen sometimes. So.
Alright. Yeah, so...
all in all, it's an alright game, and I'll probably keep playing it for a couple more days. Who knows?
I'm kind of disappointed by the fact that everyone seems to think it's okay. Everyone's like, yeah, it's a good game. It keeps you occupied. It's not as deep as the other Pokemon games. Oh, but it doesn't need to because it's a Pokemon game. Okay, well, I've played deep Pokemon games. Like Emerald, that fucking shit was fucking deep AF.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I just won't spend... I'll play it if you give it to me. I'll sink time into it, but I'm not going to sink money into it. Because, I don't know, I can't even say that it's not worth the money if you have money, but with spending everything, it's like money you have versus the worth. It's not worth for me based on how much money I have. So I'm just not going to get it. I'd rather spend my money on other games.
There are some people with
expectations coming into the game, and there are some people where this is their first introduction to the game because who knows?
well,
Maybe they didn't play Nintendo as a game or as a kid. They weren't allowed to play video games, so this is their first taste of it. And they might get really turned on to it, and they might love this, and they'll play like the older gens, and they'll get introduced to the Pokemon series through that. Albeit this is a horrible game to get introduced into the series for with. It was worded horribly.
I feel like if you're younger,
yeah.
If you're younger, it's still probably really good. But if you're older, yeah. So people are saying it's good but shallow, but it's still Pokemon, so it doesn't matter. That annoys me, but whatever. If you enjoy it, that's good. If you don't enjoy it, then complain about it. Entertain me. That's also good.
If Halo got rid of the Energy Sword. If they said, okay, there's a new sequel coming out, like new game, new content, new maps, new everything. Woo, awesome. We're getting rid of the Energy Sword and the BR. And the Warhog's not going to be there. We're going to have a Wraith, but it's not going to be the Wraith. The internet's going to be shoddy. Oh, okay. I mean, sure. Yay, I guess, maybe. They're going to still be okay with it. Because it's a sequel and because new stuff, new stuff for consumers to eat, but it's not exactly what they want. They're still gonna get it though because they don't want they don't want a reason not to. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, let's put a little bow on Pokemon. We've talked to this is the third podcast.
This is it.
And the third
this
one
is it. I'm done talking about Pokemon Shield after this.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I started
beat the hell out of it.
Then you continue. Yeah. No, it's. We've said all we need to say. If more things come up, we'll talk about it more. But I don't really care anymore. Like it was a fun thing to listen to for couple weeks. I don't know. I'm just bored.
That's understandable. It is a boring game. It does get boring. So moving on. I think we're just gonna train and we're gonna play a few competitive matches online because that seems to be the only route that we'll play.
Yeah, definitely keep having fun with it.
Yeah. All right.
And then if we have any more to talk about Pokemon ever again, we'll do it at the end of the podcast.
Or we might just do a separate video altogether, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm down to do another video.
Yeah, but it's just
if we more script it and plan it out.
Yeah, if there's more to talk about, then there's more to record. That's really what I feel. But if this is a topic, this is a topic that we're just beating the fuck out of. So
yeah.
Moving forward.
So what happened after you beat Pokemon?
After I beat Pokemon, I cried myself to sleep. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
He said okay.
I'm not gonna make fun of you. Crying yourself to sleep is a valid thing to do in the current societal state, the current economic and political landscape. Crying yourself to sleep is a valid activity, and I do not condemn anyone that does, because everything sucks.
Everything does suck.
So I'm surprised more people aren't crying. Honestly,
I'm surprised we're all not crying every day. I don't think we all know just really how fucked we are in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, I rarely cry, but very often I do I fucking get very upset and sad and just lay there
So since you did
just
say
because I think about politics, it's just oh shit, fuck everything.
You did say politics. So I guess we can segue into the next topic that I was going to talk about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to talk about because it's literally happening right now.
Climate activist Greta Thunberg named as Times. Yep, I knew. Yeah. I know what you thought I was going to talk about. This ain't it. So I'm going to brush on this really, really quick because I don't care enough to really talk about it. I don't have a whole lot of comments about it. You can shoot whatever you want. Climate activist Greta Thunberg named as Times 2019 Person of the Year. 16-year-old Swedish climate change activist who I
approve because it's fun.
Who touched the hearts of millions around the world. Sniff, sniff, snow brave. But whatever. I mean, if she wants to do this, then let her do it. But I
I don't think.
No, this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
Yeah, I know
Because it's
it's a
funny.
good thing. It's
Because
hilarious.
because she was person of the year or some shit, and she beat everyone else, including Trump, and that is funny. The fact that this, what is it, 15-year-old girl who just cries on and is a meme, she's essentially a meme. She beat out our president, who is also a meme, but like, people take him seriously. I don't think anyone takes Greta Thunberg seriously. Like, even the people who agree with Greta Thunberg don't take her seriously.
I think it's Thunberg.
Because
Is it
she's
Thunberg?
fucking 15. I don't give a shit. I don't give a
It's
shit.
Thun. But so she also beat out a group of people, which the
Good.
internet collectively agreed on that would be the Time Magazine People of
What?
the Year,
What's the group?
the Hong Kong protesters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. I'll agree with
so-
that. The Hong Kong protesters should have beat out, like, on it, like, in my, like, honest, like,
No meme,
no word I'm looking
unironic.
for? No meme, unironic, genuine opinion. I think the Hong Kong protesters should be People of the Year because, like, it's 2019. Our military technology is super advanced, and they're protesting against one of the biggest, most, I don't know, corrupt, is that the right word? Most fascist countries? Like, that's fucking ballsy as shit. Every single person that goes to those protests, like, is a fucking baller.
Oh yeah, if you have participated in those protests and if you've done anything to help with that, more power to you. That's fucking insane for the West to watch that and to know that we've like almost encouraged
hope.
them and like motivated them to do that, or inspired. That's the word. Like inspired them to do that because, mind you, they're in love with the Western. The Western government and the Western everything. They think we're the shit, which is funny to think about, like, from the inside looking out. But
it's also good because, like, it gives me hope that if the U.S. gets, like, any more shit, like, they're protesting, we can protest.
it would boil
Like,
over eventually, but this is something that you would look at, and the West would probably end up doing it way wrong, and we would end up just looting and pillaging, and it would just turn into shit.
Oh,
We would
yeah.
just become a third world country at this point. But
Everyone would become Antifa.
But this is where my hands are tied with this because I want to disagree with this nomination or this award being given, I guess, or this naming, because like both of them are trying to change things, like they're life changers, they're world changers,
Right.
they're trailblazers,
But
whatever.
the Hong Kong people are actually doing
But the
something.
Hong
putting
Kong
their life on the line
protesters
every time they go out,
are
and she
doing
just-
things.
Yeah, and she just skipped school to go protest, and then somehow just became a phenomenon.
Legislation has been made because of this protest. Greta
She also
is
has so much,
just
like,
talking.
I don't know if she's making any money from this, but, like, if she's making any money, she's making a lot.
I don't know either. Who knows? Is she a
Yeah.
puppet? Is this genuine? Like, for a 16-year-old to be this passionate about the climate
I
and
mean,
climate change
She's
is really
probably
weird.
autistic, so
She is.
she seems autistic, so
She
she
is.
probably is passionate, because people can be passionate about things, but especially, like, if you have any autism, like, you're passionate about something.
That's actually
And
a
if
good
this
point.
girl's
Like, no man.
autistically passionate about climate, like, I'm with her. Like, go for it, girl. Cry on that stage, fucking do whatever you need to. Like, if it's all a show, like, you're doing a good job. Like, I don't know.
You go, girl.
But the fact that she, like, not that the Hong Kong protesters aren't, they're definitely better than her, but, like, the fact that she's getting up on that stage and taking so much ridicule from, like, half of the United States and possibly, like, other parts of the world, the fact that she's, like, becoming a public figure with such a strong stance that leans one way in politics. Like, climate change is a Democrat, like, more of a left viewpoint than it is right. So the fact that she's picking a side and going up there and being a name for herself, that's, like, you gotta respect that. The fact that she's 15, if she
16.
was older, it'd be like, whatever, 16.
Yeah.
If she was older, it'd be like, whatever, but the fact that she's so young, it's kind of like, that's pretty good she's willing to endure all of this. Or maybe she doesn't realize how much hate she could have gotten. In which case, she's an idiot. Either way, she's definitely autistic. But
She might be a
Who
little.
isn't these
She
days?
might be a little naive in thinking that she can just change the world by talking and going to these speeches and making some tweets and not going to school because she's doing this thing where she's not going to school until things get changed. I think she's on like
I
day
mean,
900, which is insane to me.
I would say it's definitely a naive thing to think that one person can change the world, but it's not unrealistic. Like, one person has changed the world multiple times. Look at fucking
Hitler.
I don't know, Hitler.
Fuck it.
I wanted to use a positive example like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. Like, maybe some people would have stood in their place, but these people pretty much like led a revolution or some shit. I don't know.
It took one person to inspire many, and then the many
and people that invent
took
things,
action.
like, it would have probably, things would have gotten invented eventually, but like, there's one person that did that. Like, there's gonna be people behind her. There might be people that do it anyways, but like, there's got to be someone, right? So why can't that someone be her? People are, and it's not just her. It's not just her alone, because people are rallying behind her. Probably not because of her, but because of the cause.
Well,
Like,
she's
people believe
gained
in the
this
cause.
cult following, yeah, and it's
I don't
'cause of the
believe
cause.
anyone. I don't believe anyone genuinely is following her because of her. They're either following her because they support her cause and she's the head of the cause, or they just want to follow her because they want to,
Oh, I think it's absolutely
get the
because
attention.
of who she is. Because she is a 16-year-old.
Really.
And because she has a little bit on the spectrum and she's just a little bit, out there. She's a little weird. She's a poster child for the left and the new climate change movement. She's
I guess
perfect.
I can concede
And
that.
that's why, I mean, in fact, she's so perfect that it makes you think that maybe she's being
plan.
used. Maybe it's not
She's
her
a-
words, and maybe it's a script that she's being given. Who knows?
Greta Thunberg is an industry plant.
She might be. It sounds really weird. Like it just like makes me immediately think of like Greta Thunberg being like frontline for like some like Dashboard Confessional ripoff band. Just like being an industry
mean,
plant.
She was okay, she probably was really passionate and did the best in her power to get where she is, but like, she also was probably handpicked out of a bunch of people. They're probably be like, yeah, all these people are qualified, let's pick like her because she's the perfect amount of autistic and passionate. Like, I don't think they went to a random school and picked like an autistic person. They went around and they looked at all of these kids that were passionate about climate change, and she picked her maybe because she's autistic, but they were gonna pick someone anyways, right?
I don't know. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they just.
Or maybe she was making noise because didn't she get popular because she was skipping school for climate change?
Is that what the initial thing was? I know the.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and then
That's
she
why-
blew
that's why
up
they
because of
picked
that
her.
one fucking speech that she made in
Yeah,
front of Congress. So
I'm not sure, but I think they picked her because she was like gaining popularity because she was skipping school, and then they found her. She was probably involved in a bunch of different organizations. So, I mean, was she handpicked? Like, yes, but like, maybe, but why is it a bad thing? Like, people like handpicked just because she's autistic? I don't know. She was passionate. Pick her because she's passionate. She's a poster child.
wow.
Is there someone else that'd be more qualified than her? Like, is there a kid that would be less autistic and knows more about this than her? I don't know.
Probably, maybe. I was
Probably.
actually reading.
Is there another kid that skipped school so they could attend rallies like she did
There's
that they didn't pick because they weren't autistic enough?
300,000 people were protesting on the streets of Australia on September 23rd for the United Nations Climate Action
Yeah, but
Summit.
she skipped school.
She just left. She didn't.
She skipped school.
Yeah, she like
Did
taking
these
selfies of
300,000
herself
people
like
skip school?
on the boat.
Maybe not. She skipped school. And that's what matters.
Let's see. They
She
all
cares about
left.
our
They
planet.
all left school. A die-in
Alright, well,
at the
she did that
Ministry of
first.
Natural Resources. That's crazy.
Alright. Well, all of my points on this topic are now mute and dead and don't avoid. I don't give a shit.
So, I mean, whatever. She's doing things, and more power to her. But holy fuck, is the internet treating her like shit? Because
Yeah.
what else would the internet do but just
Well, one of
make
my
her a
favorite
meme.
YouTubers, his girlfriend, which I still follow on Twitter because she's funny. She dressed up as slutty Greta Thunberg for Halloween.
Oh man,
And just had a sign that said "Suck cock for climate."
dude, that's fucking awful.
She's a 16-year-old. Like, come on. Even if
On one hand, but like, you can you can cosplay other girls that are like young. I guess like you can do an adult version of Dora the Explorer. Is that wrong? Is that fucked up?
I mean, kind
An
of.
adult version of Greta Thunberg.
Well,
Yeah, but
Dora
you're
the
cosplaying
Explorer
an
doesn't
adult
exist.
version.
That's the thing. It's like Greta's an actual person, and the only memes I've seen, because the right can't meme hashtag, were just Greta memes like, oh, Greta looks retarded, Greta's stupid looking,
Yeah, but
and then just like it's just like them like no foundation off these memes at all. Yeah, she looks weird. It's because she has fucking
Okay, yeah,
Down
those are
syndrome. She's
dumb.
on the spectrum, for God's sakes. She can't help that. You know what she can help though? Climate change. Maybe she can like
Yeah.
fucking recruit
Well,
a couple
okay,
more
but-
thousand people.
Back to the costume I was talking about. It wasn't like dressing up as a slutty version of someone isn't implying that person is slutty. It's like you're a slutty version of this for Halloween. So dressing up as a slutty version of a real person, underage or not, I don't think is fucked up because you're not insinuating. Like, the costume wouldn't be insinuating that Greta Thunberg would suck cock for climate. It's just you're portraying a version of her that is older that would suck cock for climate.
But it's a 16-year-old that's getting sexualized at the end of the day. That's the
An older version of a 16-year-old that is no longer 16.
that's based off of a 16-year-old. If it's a Greta, it's a Greta Thunberg.
If you drew a naked, so you have like like 30-year-old woman, right?
Okay.
And you drew her as a 12-year-old and sexualized her. It would be okay because the real version is 30.
No, that would be weird. If you sexualize a 12-year-old, that'd be weird.
Fucked up. That'd be weird. If you're not sexualizing a 12-year-old, you're sexualizing a 30-year-old as a 12-year-old version. So that's fucked up, right?
This is the worst argument ever.
So how is drawing someone who is 16 as a 30-year-old, you're drawing them as a 30-year-old and then drawing them slutty?
Because
Like, yes, the original is 16, but that version is 30. She's older. It's not the same thing. It's not the same person. You're not sexualizing a 16-year-old. You're sexualizing a hypothetical 30-year-old that resembles and is based off of a 16-year-old, but isn't 16.
I would need to hear opinions on what other people think, because if you think this way, then there's probably other people that do.
Okay, so all the versions of Dora Explorer are 12. Let's just say that. So
Yes.
you draw a picture of Dora the Explorer that is 30 and then just make it porn. Is that bad?
Not as much
there no
because
canon?
not as much.
Not as much. No, that's not bad at
It's
all.
a cartoon.
Like, it's weird.
It's a cartoon.
It's weird.
It's way different because you have.
I don't think so.
We both have different interpretations on it, but point being is, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm just gonna say this. Do you think there are just infinite amounts of costume ideas for women because you could just make sexy versions of everything?
Yes.
Is that a little
Yes.
cheating? I think men need that. Can you just have sexy men
You
costumes?
can do that. I would just wear fucking crop top.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
Like, I wanted the dresses. I will pick your outfit. I will take the clothes you're wearing and I will just buy a slutty version of that and bam, slutty Brandon.
Absolutely. Rule 34 Brandon. That's
Like,
me.
all you need to do is crop top and short shorts and then you just slutty version.
Implying I don't already
of
wear
whoever.
short shorts.
I don't think. I don't know.
You don't know me. How dare
Okay,
you?
so yeah, Greta Thunberg. So okay,
Greta
I don't want to
Thunberg.
get too political, right?
That was that.
But I just want to briefly talk about, right? So the president's getting impeached, right?
Oh yeah, that's.
I don't want to get too political. I'm just saying that if the president got impeached, it would be funny. So I want it to happen, and it would be funny because this Twitter fucking like meme lord rant Twitter like person would get impeached. And he would just go on Twitter, and then replacing him would be a guy that unironically thinks that electrotherapy treats homosexuality. That would be hilarious. Having Pence in office and Trump impeached would be hilarious.
I-
It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't think the country would like become good or bad either way if Trump was impeached. It definitely set a precedent, and we definitely have a Democrat in office next election cycle, which I mean, it matters if you're a Democrat or Republican, which I definitely have an opinion on, but that doesn't matter. The point is, if Trump gets impeached, that will be more funny than if he doesn't get impeached. So I want him to get impeached.
I think it would be hilarious, and I also would want him to get impeached. Because at this point, that's the only thing that matters at this point, because it's so close to the elections anyway. So he's not getting reelected, regardless on if he gets impeached or not.
And just to be clear, I just think anyone getting impeached would be hilarious. Like, if Obama got impeached, that would also be hilarious. And if we had a Democrat win the election and then they got impeached, that would also be hilarious. I just think someone getting impeached would be hilarious, but Trump would make it more hilarious because of how much he posts on Twitter and the person replacing him.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And
so
this is...
hopefully that wasn't too political.
It got super political for a second, but, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you got to talk about politics. But I'm just went on Yahoo right now, and it was the top article is impeachment fate appears sealed at final hearing.
Wait, it's happening right now. Did it end yet?
House impeachment
Did
hearing
they make a vote?
grinds
It's happening right now.
towards final vote. Yeah.
It's happening right now. I don't think they... the debate is happening right now. There's a video that someone I'm subscribed to is doing live. As I was reading, so first people have to decide whether there's evidence or not to impeach. The council of 6 people, they decided. So right now it's in the House. If it's 51%, then it goes to the Senate. And if it gets less than 50%, he won't get impeached. So
it just goes away,
if this passes with 51%, he will get impeached in quotation marks, but he won't be convicted yet. And if he doesn't get 2/3 in the Senate, he is not impeached. He goes back to office. So
it looks like there's going to be a final vote for the House floor next week.
That's tonight.
Yeah.
Next week? I thought that was tonight.
Let's see.
It could be tonight. It could be tonight. I think.
Yeah.
And people listening probably already know. But I think it's possible that the vote passes tonight. It's also possible it doesn't. I think it's a coin flip whether it does or not.
So in the Senate, 67 votes are required to remove the president from office. Republicans have a 53 to 47 majority.
So it's not going to pass in the Senate. I do not believe it's going to pass in the Senate because right now in our political climate, we're too one-sided. It's too much of political. It's the team sport, so you stick with your team. It's too much of that for Trump to get
always like
impeached.
Yeah.
I don't think what he did was bad. I have my own opinions, but I don't think that other people think it's bad enough to get impeached because, it's not something everyone is talking about. Like Watergate, I believe Watergate, everyone was talking about it. Right now, it's just it's
kind of this hush.
This thing happened and people don't like this thing.
It's kind of like it's looming. We all know it's looming and we're just kind of waiting because it might happen, it might not. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I think the House is going to try and impeach him, and then it's going to go to the Senate, and I don't think it's going to pass through the Senate. But it would be hilarious if it did.
If it passed in the Senate, that would be something because it would imply that there's 6 votes or 7 votes that have shifted sides. And
right now is it? Wait, no, it's 20. It's 20 Republicans would have to shift. No, it's not half. It's 2/3.
It's 2/3. So it would be
so
60,
20 votes.
Yeah, so it would need.
No, it'd need 20 votes.
It would need 20
you
votes.
need 20 Republicans
67
to say
required.
fuck Trump. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You need 20 out of 40. 20 out of 50 Republicans all have to say fuck Trump for him to get impeached. And I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. Politics is too much of a team sport right now for that to happen. All right, well, let's move on.
That was quite something. This whole impeachment thing, I will say. So
what? What's happening? Am I ranting?
No, what's just happening right now?
Oh yeah,
just the whole thing.
No,
because you don't get to seeing impeachment happen every day, so I think it's kind of cool. Regardless,
What if there wasn't impeachment every day?
what if there was every day,
You
every
get
fucking
impeached.
day,
You get impeached.
every fucking day,
Every
he's just
day.
another impeachment at his desk. He's like, shit, man.
Every day the
do I
president has to
do?
fight impeachment. One day this will be reality.
Mr. Trump just fighting on the hill, just
He
fighting
just
off
breaks
impeachment.
laws every day, so like every day they're just filing for a new impeachment.
Did you actually see that his team did a fucking an edit where he was Thanos? They photoshopped his face onto Thanos, and it made its way onto the news. And CNN basically addressed it as the president's team photoshopping him, depicting him as a villain that commits mass genocide. And I was like, holy moly, that is a stretch.
Look,
He
I
only
could
killed
definitely-
half of the universe. That's not a genocide. Let's be real here.
What are you talking about? That is like definitely genocide.
It's only half. But
There's so many political comments you could say based off of that, but I'm just gonna leave it. Let's move on.
let's move on. I want to talk
Let's
about
not get into this.
I want to talk about football because the football happened this week. And
Okay.
yeah. All right. So on Thursday for Turkey Day, we got to enjoy Bears versus Cowboys. That was fun. That was a good game.
Who won?
We won. Cowboys or the Bears, Chicago Bears.
Don't even know your own team.
Chicago. No, because I was reading the Cowboys highlights while I was
Yeah,
fucking saying the Bears.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Chicago Bears won, improving to 7-6, over 500 for the first time all season, restoring their playoff hopes, bumping up their playoff hope percentage from 1% to 2%, according to the API, which is the Associated Press Interval, I think it's the acronym. So Mitchell Trubisky going 23 for 31, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. The pick happening super early. In fact, it was the first drive of the game where Trubisky threw the pick, and it was at the 1 yard line. Everyone thinking, oh fuck, here we go again. Another shit game where we're going to throw it away. A perfectly good opportunity to win. But no, that didn't happen. Dak Prescott couldn't get anything happening in their first 4 drives, I believe. So first being a touchdown, starting off strong, punt, missed field goal, and end of the half for the 4 Cowboys possessions before the half ended. Half ending 17-7, the Bears on top, going pretty good. First quarter of the second half, Bears starting off with a touchdown, 11 plays, 84 yards for a 6-minute, 42-second drive, which is a lot of fucking time on the clock. That's roughly almost half of the fucking quarter, which is insane. Cowboys, next 2 possessions, they will punt, and they will also score a touchdown in the second to last drive of the game to make it 24-14. But the Bears recover the onside kick and were able to score one more time to seal it, 31-24. Bears won. Trubisky actually playing pretty decently and restoring their playoff hopes. So here is what the playoff scenario looks like for the Bears. In order for the Bears to make the playoffs, which will be a wild card, they would have to win against the... Oh, that's a fast car. I heard it. They
Oh, man.
they would have to win against the Packers, the Chiefs, and the Vikings all in a row. It's pretty difficult considering that all 3 of these teams are red hot right now. They're all playing in playoff form. They would also need the Lions to beat the Packers in the last game of the season. And that's a tall feat considering that the Lions are absolutely garbage right now. And considering that the Packers have a 64% chance of beating the Bears next week. So we will see. But other than that, not much has happened in terms of NFL the past week. Bears are going to be playing on Sunday. No other football teams I care about played. That's pretty much it. I got nothing else for you, so I'm going to pass it along to Mason. How was your week, Mason?
Pretty good. So I left and went to 100 Gex. Like last week, the podcast ended.
Right, yeah, 100
100
Gex. That's what the name of it was.
100 Gex, yeah, I got drunk-ish, I guess. Wait, did we record on Thanksgiving? We record the week after Thanksgiving.
We recorded the week after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We did talk. We talked about Thanksgiving. You talked about 100 gex.
Yeah.
That was about
okay. Yeah. So went to 100 gex, got drunk. Some stuff happened. I only got a little too drunk, but whatever. Saturday rolls around. I got Friday, then Saturday. I don't remember. But then my mom comes over. Hold on. Wait, did that happen last time? No, I went to go to my mom's house last time. This time she came here on Saturday, and she cleaned my apartment, and so last time, so she was cooking us dinner, me and Riley, and my mom was cooking dinner for us. So while she was cooking dinner, she's like, "Oh, we need like a knife and tongs and salad dressing, so go to the store." So I get my friend who lives next to me, and we go to the store. And last time I left my mom and my girlfriend alone together, my mom threw out 4 whole garbage bags full of clothes, some which I wear, some I don't. But the fact that I didn't get, because I was going to throw some of the clothes away, but the fact that I didn't get a say really made me mad. So I was like, Riley, don't let my mom throw away all my stuff.
What? She just throws shit away. That's crazy.
She did. She bagged it. Well, she didn't throw all my clothes away. She donated them.
But still.
So then I came back. She shared wine. Yeah. No, my mom definitely doesn't know boundaries as well as she should. But, parents do as parents do. So then she cleaned the entire apartment. So then the next day, I think it was that night, I had a text from my roommate. He's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for cleaning up so well. I'm really impressed and happy." And then I run into him the next day. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you liked all the cleaning?" He's like, "Yeah, it was probably Riley, right?" I was like, "Well, yeah, it was also my mom." He's like, "Oh, I see. The apartment's only clean because your mom came over."
That's essentially how it works. My house looks like shit until someone I know is coming.
Yeah. Well, I cleaned up for my mom, but my mom scrubbed so much. Very nice of her. But it was funny how, him thinking Riley cleaned was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. I'm happy." And then when I told him my mom came over, he's just like, oh, okay. The apartment's only clean because your mom came over. Don't be upset. because my mom cleaned.
Don't be upset.
I don't know. I mean, I did the dishes this morning, so hopefully he's a little.
Doing the dishes is always a tall task because it's usually piles up and it's usually something you wait a long time to do.
Literally everyone in my life ever. Why don't you just put it right into the dishwasher? Look, I don't wanna. I just want to put it in the sink and walk away. I'll deal with it later. I don't want to bend down and open the dishwasher and find a spot to put my dishes. Or if it's empty, I'm more willing to put it in the dishwasher like it was today. But if there's a lot of stuff, I have to touch all the dishes, move it around, reorganize it, put them in. Then I have to go to the sink and then bend down to put everything in. It's exhausting. You don't even have to do the dishes. You just have to put them in the dishwasher. That's still so much work that people think isn't work. It's definitely work. It's definitely way too much effort. I could just do it all at once.
Even with the dishwasher, it's too much work. I feel like it's more work with the dishwasher sometimes.
It's too much work. You just need someone to do it for you.
Just hire somebody. Fuck it, yeah.
I tried that in college. I was like, "Hey, roommate, you're going to do all the dishes, and I'll supply you with
snacks.
Snacks. Yeah, let's say snacks." And he did it for a little while, and then he started complaining, even when I was still giving him snacks. It's you're getting snacks and you're complaining. You're not getting snacks anymore then. I'm literally still giving you stuff to do dishes because that's what I said. I said I do not want to do dishes ever. You should do all the dishes and I'll give you snacks to do the dishes. And then he was complaining that I never did dishes. Look, fucking bitch, I told you that. I didn't do that with this roommate. I just said it was just understood that I would take care of it. But I leave one bowl in the sink, and literally everyone that comes through my apartment is like, you should put your dishes away. Look, it's one bowl.
But it's
when it becomes 5 bowls, then it's a problem. But All right.
If it adds up, if it accumulates, then it's always a problem. But yeah, usually it's always a slippery slope.
definitely.
The one plate or the one thing.
The slippery slope. There's no such thing as a slippery slope.
Of course, there's never.
There's
such
always
thing.
a line. There's always a line.
There's
You can
never a
always
line.
find a line.
Never.
Like, oh, it's a slippery slope. No, there's the line that the slope starts. If you want to get, maybe the slope gets a little like the curve. Maybe it curves a little much, and that's where you stop. Or maybe you're running down the slippery slope too fast. But if you're slowly walking, eventually there'll be a point where the slope becomes a little slopier, and that's the line.
Well, if you're running down a slippery slope, you're insane. First
Well,
of
if
all.
you're running down a slippery slope, you're a fucking idiot. But if you're slowly walking down a slippery slope, you should be fine, unless you trip because you're a retard, or if the slope gets slopier, like a deeper slope, that's where the line is. That's where you stop. That's where you stop doing things.
That's usually.
And if you're running, don't go to the slippery slope. If you're fucking running balls out.
But if you're falling,
Like if you're
going down,
if you have
then
1,000 dishes, like if you have a whole, like your kitchen, people came over, you have a lot of dishes, then like, yeah, it's a slippery slope because you have 50 at once. Put them all in the dishwasher right now. But if it's one at a time, it's like, there's a line. Where's that line? 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say 5 dishes. That's the line. There's no slippery slope. It's just right there. 5 dishes.
Are we just
put 'em
Are we
away.
calling it? Is that it? Okay, 5 done. Done deal.
5. Well, I guess it depends on the size of your sink. For me, I'd say it's like 5. Depends on the size of your sink. Depends on the size of your dishwasher, how many dishes you have, how many people live with you. For me, I'd say it's like 5. Once it's at 5, do the dishes.
Does that wait? What
Before
if it's
that,
just
1, 2,
5?
3?
What if it's just 5 forks?
That's 5.
That's 5. So I'm doing the dishes. 5 forks,
Yes.
and I'm doing it.
Then put them away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you're
If
you're saying that just because you've already instilled that there's no slippery slope, so you can't. So you're just drawing the hard line regardless. Now you're just being the hard ass dad.
Okay, fine. If you want me to be more in depth, the each plate has a different value. So plates will be like 3. Like okay, it's no longer 5. Let's say it's like 10. Plates are 3. Forks are like 1. Cups are like 2. So you can have 5 cups, or you can have like 3 plates, or you can have 10 forks, because each different piece of kitchenware has a value, and that all adds up. And once it adds over the value, which is let's say 10, then you have to put it all away.
What if it's like a small fork, a very large plate? If it's like, so the plate's 3
Plates
regardless.
are 3, forks are 1.
Yeah, so
that's
regardless
4.
of what size everything is, it's just 3. That's fine.
Well, I guess you could have assigned different values to different sizes. Like if it's a fucking big ass plate, assign the value of 5.
I want you to like try to explain this to somebody who has no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and you're trying to talk them into
There's
doing the
always
dishes.
a value.
and you're
Maybe
like,
maybe you can't
value of
calculate
10's in the sink,
value.
you idiot. You have to do the dishes.
Yeah.
And they're
No,
like, what?
I'll write out this system for you. Like, I will make a chart where each different item is a value, and once the value gets over another value, which let's say in this case is 10, once I do my assessment, it might be more than 10, it might be less. But once it's over that value, you have to put it all away. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Sure.
Like, now it's a little more variables. Now you gotta check the chart, do a little bit of math, but like, I don't know, you could just estimate. It's not a slippery slope, though. There's a hard value. Like, maybe you can't calculate it on your own. Like, maybe you have to consult a chart, but there is a line.
You might have to.
There
I might
is
have
a
to
point.
consult the chart.
There's
Definitely.
no slippery slope. There's a line.
Absolutely. You know what, man? They really do be like that
It
sometimes.
is a cliff. It is not a slope. It is a cliff.
It's a slippery cliff.
It's a slippery cliff.
So-
You can go up to the cliff. You can go
Sucks
as
ass
close
either
to the
way.
cliff as you want, but it's not a slope. It's a cliff. Everything's a cliff. There's always a line.
With that being said, I think it's safe to say that Mason hates doing the dishes.
Yes.
It's fine.
All right. It's your turn to tell a story now, I guess.
No, it's I was actually looking at the potential snowstorm that we could get tomorrow or next weekend. Sunday and Monday, yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna have to go to work anyways. It's just a matter of how early I have to wake up.
I shovel
10 minutes, 20
snow,
minutes.
so it's fucking awful. Not
Oh,
knowing
well,
when it's
your
gonna snow.
job
or
is shoveling snow?
Well, that's like one of my jobs. I'm on call for that, so if they need me to shovel, then I'll just call off my other job.
Oh. Well, that's lit, fan.
Yeah, well, because I just do warehouse work now. Now that the gutter cleaning season is over.
Is it the same company, or are you employed with a couple different companies?
It's the same company with the snow shoveling and the gutter cleaning business, but the warehouses that I'm working at is different.
Okay.
So it's like just the same subcontractor that I work with when it comes to leaf removal.
Oh, okay.
Things I remove things from houses like snow from the driveway and leaves from the gutter. That's basically my line of work.
So if I have annoying friends over, can you remove them from my house?
For everything for a price.
Alright.
Almost
Like,
everything. I
like-
shouldn't say that. Sounds like an advertisement.
Like, I mean, everything has its price. Like, you can fucking take a broom up your ass, like, for $1 million, like, fuck yeah, where's the broom? Everything has a price. It's just a matter of how steep that price is.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, so I guess I could talk about this because the guy that I helped out doesn't really know about this podcast, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, no one knows about this podcast.
yeah, it's
We're at 30
super
views,
niche,
dude.
super niche cast. But I actually did an essay for somebody. I typed an essay for somebody.
Okay.
They paid me $100 Canadian to do this.
Holy shit, dude, that's like $80 American.
That's it turned out to be like $72 after we found out we found an app to transfer money with, because international
Yeah.
money transfer is awful, and I didn't know that at fucking all, because I don't have a PayPal, and it takes like 3 days to verify your PayPal, and I wasn't trying to fucking wait. So this guy I found online, he was complaining about his fucking essay. He's like, hey, you want to do my essay? And I was like, sure. So I did it, and he fucking paid me. I didn't expect to get paid. I thought he was just going to take the essay and leave. And then all of a sudden, I have $100 in my account. And I'm like,
Well,
whoa.
you're setting it up for him to be a repeat customer. Like,
He actually just messaged me and said he got a B- on it. But he said I have to, there's things he has to do. Like, he has to change the format of it and shit like that.
oh, okay.
So
So do you have to do that?
I offered, because honestly, my
For
price,
money.
I was so cheap with it. I told him the price, and he just straight up said, I'll pay you $100 Canadian to do this. And I said, all right, yeah, like, totally. So,
Is that what essays are going for? 100? I think 100 is like.
I don't know,
on
really.
par.
If I were to
Like
put
50
a
to
price on
100.
it, I would say I would probably charge for like a 900, because his essay was 900 words, which really wasn't shit in retrospect. I probably would have charged him like $50.
How long did it take you to do it?
It literally took me like 4 hours. That's with
4 hours, $100. That's $20 an hour, dude. That's decent.
25,
That's more than you
25 an
probably
hour.
get paid.
Yeah, it's way more than I get fucking paid. And that included the MLA works cited, the cited quotes, because I had to cite quotes in the essay, and all the research. So, I mean,
Yeah.
now I'm really good at, or I'm like really knowledgeable about dogs, but I, I have,
Wait, hold on.
I
What
have,
was this essay about?
his essay was discussing how dogs can increase your lifespan or your life expectancy.
Okay, now that is epic.
It was pretty good. It was pretty easy. It kind of wrote itself, because with 900 words, you find 3 or 4 hard-hitting pieces of evidence and just kind of ramble.
100 words?
Yeah, I caught myself at 1,000, and I had way more to talk about. Honestly, he said not to make it more than 1,000, and I had to stop myself. So
You should have made it 1,001.
I should have, just to piss him off. Like, this is what your extra money is fucking paying for. All these words.
Alright, well, while we're on the topic of work, I don't really have much to talk about my work much, but the old work, the work that fired me,
Nice.
so they fired me, they're like, yeah, you can come in next Thursday, pick up your check, turn in your uniform. I'm just like, fuck that. Like, they're gonna send me my check, and I'm pretty sure it's illegal if they don't send me the check.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know. I
super.
don't know how
It's super illegal.
slavery works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
so
if you
I
no
didn't
call,
go
no
in to
show,
do
and
it.
you just don't show up anymore, they need
Yeah,
to
they have
give
to
it
pay
to you.
They legally have to pay you.
Yeah.
So I didn't show up. I haven't like been anywhere close to that area in a long time. And I just like assumed like a 250, like whatever, like they're gonna take 250. I'm not showing up there because it's embarrassing to show up to a place you've been fired from just to get money. Like, I'm not doing that.
It's
Like, I guess
kind
some
of
people
awkward,
can
yeah.
take it as like a ballsy move, like, oh, yeah, you have to, I'm no worker anymore, but you need to give me money. But I couldn't find a way to flip that in my favor for it to be an enjoyable experience. Only thing I could think of was to either bring a posse with or just going super fucked up. And I couldn't find a good time to do either of those. So I decided not to go. They finally mailed me my check.
Nice.
4 months late, but August, October, November. Yeah, 4 months later, I finally got my check then.
Did you expect it?
So-
Did you like know it was coming?
No.
Okay, that's the best.
No, I
right?
didn't.
Where it's just like,
Because they
oh,
didn't tell
money.
me. And they didn't, yeah, they didn't tell me, and it was like a month, and they didn't send it within a month. And I wasn't going to go there because they want me to turn in the uniform. Fuck that, I'm keeping that shit. Like, you're going to fire me for bullshit reasons? Like, you're not getting this back.
If you check your pay stub, they probably docked you for not bringing it back.
They didn't.
They didn't?
No,
Oh, wow.
I thought about that. Let me check.
You lucked out.
Oh, shit, I think
Because most of the time, if you don't return things, like they have a deposit, essentially, and it's just
Yeah.
taken out of your last paycheck. But they probably didn't care enough to even like think about doing it.
Yeah. They took out union dues, but they didn't.
Gotta
Yeah,
pay
they
your
took
union
out-
dues, brother.
They took out all the normal taxes. So the pay was about right?
Probably.
Um,
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, it is. The pay is right. They took out all the taxes. They took out the union dues. And then, yeah, that's...
Holy shit!
Yeah, no, that's...
Someone's selling
that's
these
right.
wireless earbuds for $30.
Yeah, they didn't dock my pay for some reason. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, they must have forgotten.
$3? Actually, wait.
Did it?
Yeah, no.
Did it happen?
No, I don't think they did. I think because they gave me 2 uniforms, and they just like every time they got new uniforms, like I got a new shirt like 2 times, and like I got new hats like 2 or 3 times. So like they were just giving me uniforms. There wasn't really any like uniform. There were just a couple shirts they gave me to wear. So they said, bring back your uniforms. Like there's the 2 they gave me when I started. They gave me another shirt, and then they gave me like a socks, shirt and hat because they thought it was funny if I wore that. So is that my uniform? Is all of my uniform? Is one of these my uniform? I just fuck it. I'm not bringing any back. And I didn't get docked for it. So
Interesting. I mean, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so
now,
now I have
you just
250
cosplay as a worker
I have
from there.
$250. I could do something really irresponsible and just buy a ton of like fucking pills online, legal pills, vitamins. Or I could, pay my credit card.
Or something.
It's overdue.
How much do you owe on your
Yeah.
credit card? Do you have like
Look,
a huge one?
Look, it's enough to be an inconvenience, but not enough to be an emergency.
That's fair. Yeah, that's like it's like the fine line. I always have to think about like how much that is, because for some people, because like businessmen that are just in like fuck tons of amount of debt. If you say like, oh, I'm in $500
Yeah.
debt, they're like, oh, that's not that much. But if you think of like broke ass me, I'm like $500 in debt. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
Well, like,
a lot
I'm
of
I'm very
fucking money.
open when it comes to money getting paid and how much I have. Like, I don't care, but like the one thing I do just not mention is usually like credit cards, because I don't know, because that debt, yeah, not credit cards bad, but
But
desperate times call for desperate measures.
yeah, credit cards are also good because
Credit cards are good,
they're always there.
but like they're also bad if you're an idiot and depressed and have a spending addiction. Then they're bad.
Yeah, or you just love money.
Like,
Because if you
Yeah.
love money, then that means you love spending money. That's the worst.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
my problem,
I-
unfortunately.
yeah, no, buying stuff is great.
Alright. That's,
All right.
that about, really sums it up. You can think of anything else to
Do
talk
you
about?
got? What, do you have anything else to talk about?
No, but I do.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk, like, throw it at me.
All right. So what do I have on this list? Okay. What do you want me to talk about first? The current YouTube scandal, Beastars, or the anime, I guess, or GIFs or Kratom. What sounds like a good place to go?
Shit. Let's go to Kratom.
All
I
right.
think Kratom's always a
so-
good place to go to.
Yeah, no, Kratom always a good place to go to.
Always.
Anyway, so I work a job at a deli,
Nice.
and sometimes I'll do kratom, right? But when I don't, I get tired. And every time I am tired and work slow, everyone's like, "Oh, he's probably super high and shit. That's why he's working slow." Like, no, bitch, it's because I haven't had my kratom. I haven't had my coffee.
Don't talk to me until I've had my Kratom.
And the last couple days, I've been trying to take a tea break because tea breaks are good. Like when you smoke weed, take tea breaks so you can actually get high for less weed. So I've been trying to take a kratom tea break.
Sure.
So I've been doing less and less, and I just barely did any before work, and I was just fucking so out of it. Also the caffeine, like stop not doing this same amount of caffeine in kratom. It's like it'll put you. You're not really like you're out of it.
So most
you
people
need
that
your
listen
stimulants.
most people that listen to this probably know what it is. But for the ignorant,
Yeah.
why don't you explain what Kratom is, or Kratom, however you say it?
Kratom.
Kratom.
It's a plant. It's like coffee, but it gives you a mood lifter on top of feeling like coffee. But when you do a shit ton, it's a painkiller. Like fucking, I don't know, painkiller pills.
Very big with the Indonesians, apparently.
Oh yeah, hella big with the Indonesians.
I don't know how that happened. Is just that's where they grow it? Is that where the climate
that's
is
where it's
best,
grown.
right?
Yeah, it's because it's a tropical like tree, I guess. So everywhere in Indonesia, like that's where it grows.
Okay.
And that's like where it got like super like popular. Like it's super mainstream for like workers to take it, like just chew on leaves. So then they're always the ones that sell it. And then they add people on Facebook, and then they add those people's friends, and then all my friends yell at me
Yep.
and say I need an intervention for adding too many Indonesian kratom farmers. But I think it's hilarious. So
For the memes, I think it's really funny, and then they start adding me and like everybody
That's
else,
hilarious.
and it's even
Yeah, that's not a
funnier. But then
problem.
they start talking to me about Kratom, and I'm like, dude,
Yes.
you're wasting your time. Like
You
it's
haven't
hilarious, but
there's no problem yet.
Yeah.
They're wasting their time, yeah, but like it's what they do. They're salesmen. Salesmen just
I just feel
It's-
bad
it's
because
quantity over quality. They have to hit as many people as possible, and eventually they'll run into someone
That wants
they're
them.
just so excited and they want to just
copy
sell.
paste as many people as they want. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to get back at them, just waste their time. Just talk to them with that, with no intention of buying anything.
I never have any intention.
So they just think I get high all the time, and really I'm just an idiot and don't know how to do work properly because I'm an idiot and don't give a shit.
There it is. Sometimes you're just an idiot. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just don't get it. But like I with school, so like there were subjects or like certain parts of subjects where I just didn't get.
Yeah,
Probably
literally
like
history.
yeah, whether it be like who was teaching it or how it was taught or the content was just not exciting. Either way, there was always just one little fragment of things that I just never understood. So that sucks.
Doing work at menial like work, yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I'm too smart for this.
That's what it is. Your IQ,
Too smart
your IQ is
for-
too big. You're too big brained for these.
Yeah, I need to go watch some Rick and
simian
Morty
workers.
and-
Oh, Jesus. Not like
Okay, so the next thing on my list is gifts. So you were talking about how the human that you live with is getting you a present for Christmas, and you know what that present is, dude. That's fucking insane.
Yes. Okay. So I actually just messaged her about this right now because I'm actually so excited about this. So for those of you who do not know, probably most of you shouldn't know because you don't know me. I've never had a computer in my entire life. I've never had like my own decent computer to like stream and record and shit. I'm currently recording on my girlfriend Ailey's computer. She's the best, and she lets me do that. But this computer is going to be mine in roughly 3 weeks because she just told me that.
Wait, the one you're using?
Yeah,
Or
I
a
chose.
new
So
one?
yeah, we just chose this. So she just messaged me and said that she was getting me a new computer, a brand new computer. The computer that she has now is decent, but it's not like the greatest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure she deserves a brand new computer way more than I do. And the fact that I just wouldn't, I don't know, I feel bad. You know what I mean? Like if to have a nicer computer than her, because she's been wanting to get a brand new computer for a while, and I've never had one. You know what I mean? So my standards
Yeah.
are minimal at this point.
Okay.
It's,
that's cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So she would appreciate a brand new computer a little more than I would.
mostly because when I stream, I play like OSRS or things that aren't really graphically demanding, and I record. And I would probably start editing somewhere in the near future, and that really doesn't require much processing power. So it really was just it was just a no brainer essentially. But yeah, she told me early because we're 3 years into our relationship and we kind of just tell each other these things. We don't really surprise each other with things. I mean, romantically sometimes, but when it comes to Christmas presents and all that, we want to make sure we're getting the right things, so we tell each other what we're getting.
So, if it's a big gift, like if you're gonna get someone a fucking like computer, like I agree, like you should probably know what exactly, or just be super sure. It's like the problem with giving gifts though is that like this is why I just haven't bought anything in the last month and a half, because people know exactly what to get me so well that I just get it for myself before they can give it to me.
Yeah.
So
that's sometimes how it works. Like,
so sometimes when it's big stuff, surprising is bad, but when it's like there are ways you can make big stuff work, or like if it's a big vacation or something, you can like call their work and get them the time off, or like if it's like a TV or a computer, like you have to make sure it's exactly what they want. It's just easier and probably better to let them know about it.
So she told me what she was getting me.
But for small things should like. She'd definitely get you the computer, right? But
yeah.
Like, I also feel like if she were to get you more, if she has more room in her budget for you, like
I doubt it. I
keep
hope
small
not.
stuff
Jesus
to surprise.
fuck.
Small surprises are always nice.
Yeah,
like,
so I got her 3. I actually got her 4 main gifts this year.
Does she know about all of them?
She knows about one of them because it came early, and it was just
you didn't have it wrapped?
Such a disappointing fucking... No, because it came in the mail, and she was checking the mail one day, and she just saw it was a fucking package. First of all, the package was small enough to fit in our mailbox, so this dumbass just put it in our mailbox. So I go downstairs, like, because she has the key for the mailboxes. I don't. So when she was at work, I went to go check for the boxes on the benches in front of the mailboxes, and they weren't fucking there. So she comes in and goes, "Hey, what's this addressed to you?" And I go, just put it in the closet. And she goes, "Oh, just open it here." You know, I didn't want to start a fucking argument over it. So I just opened it.
You literally just could have said it's for you. Don't open it.
No, I
all of your problems would have been solved.
I told her that. I was like, "Oh, it's a Christmas present," and she's like, "Just open it." And she goes, "Oh, is it like the print that I wanted?" And it was just like a print. And she said yeah, and I said yeah. She guessed it right, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to say, you know what I mean? So the jig was up. It wasn't the biggest thing that I got her this year, not by a long shot. So we opened it, and it was a little 12 by 11 BoJack Horseman painting. The phrase every day it gets easier, or something like that. I forgot that. Do you watch BoJack?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Shit. It was the end of season 2. It gets easier. Every day it gets a little easier, but you got to do it every day.
Oh,
That's the hard part. Yeah, but it does get easier, and it's a picture of BoJack smoking, like his silhouette. So I got this from... what was the name? Oh, man. I gotta look it up. The name of the business was so small, they didn't even have like a Facebook page or anything like that. So
Was it just a fucking Etsy store?
It was essentially just like a little stupid Etsy store, which I found out when it was on its way here. So I got a little nervous with that, seeing as how this was $30 that I paid for this. So I got a little confused, and then it comes in, and I unroll it, and dude, this thing is awful. Like, it looks like shit. Like, it's just it looks like they just copy pasted it and pretty much just like kind of maximized, like maybe the scaling was a little bit bigger so it fit on the page. And it's just, and there's like, it's not all like the color isn't filled in all the way. So like the silhouette is like half black and half lighter black, and it's just kind of caught in the middle. It just looks so off market and not official merchandise at all, it was so disappointing, dude. Because what I was envisioning was a decent print. First of all, I thought it was a canvas print. I was expecting a canvas print, so I expected a much bigger fucking box.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw that, I was like, whatever. So yeah, I told her about that, and I ended up telling her about that one but not the other ones. So she doesn't know about the other ones, but she will eventually. They're small things. Well, the small there's one or two small things and then one big thing. It is jewelry. No, it's not what you think, but it was pretty expensive. So I think she's gonna end up spending more though this year, by like probably $100, couple $100. What about you? What are you guys getting?
Well, I actually have no idea what she's getting me. What I'm getting her, I don't know.
Really, you don't know?
Well, I mean, I don't want to spoil. She'll probably listen to this.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Who really knows?
I know she listened to the first one. I don't know if she listened to all of it or even listened to the second one.
Just tell her not
the
to.
second one just came out today.
Shit, you can't tell her not to listen to it either. So fuck.
Yeah.
Well.
I don't know. Probably like stuffed animal or some shit.
There it is.
That seems to be a good go-to.
How long have you guys been dating? It's been not even a year, right?
6 months.
6 months. Okay. Yeah. I would, in my personal opinion, don't go too over the top. I don't have money to go over the top. If I find more than $50 to spend on her, it'll be a fucking miracle. Yeah, it says the season to be broke as shit, dude.
Yeah, I did just get paid, but I probably should spend this money on a credit card, pay back. So
I was lucky enough to have the money when I did, and I just spent it when I did.
Yeah.
It just, the money, I had a little extra money on Cyber Monday, which is
I miss Cyber Monday.
unreal.
I was too poor.
Yeah, I usually am too, honestly. And this was I'm pretty sure this was the first year where I had money on Cyber Monday and I was able to spend it as I pleased. And Allie did too. It was weird. This is a weird year. Having money is weird, right?
Yeah.
Like having income or disposable income, no matter how small it is, it's just a weird concept, especially when you live paycheck to paycheck for like a month. It's just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens with everyone that fucking first starts out. I'm sure you're experiencing that right now with fucking the first year of moving out or the first few months of living on your own. Sure, it's awful.
Yeah, I mean it's rough, but
How is it really
Yeah,
rough though? Like, you do see you're starting to reap the rewards of living on your own, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's really nice, but like I can no longer just spend money and not worry about it. Like there's a show I want to go to tomorrow, and if I didn't have to pay for rent, I totally just blow all of like $100 to get 2 tickets to the show. But like, if I can get the tickets for cheap, I'll grab them. But like, might have to miss out on a show I was looking forward to because I'd rather be able to pay rent.
That sounds about right. Unfortunately.
So yeah, there are some hard sacrifices. Like can't really eat out. Like want to eat out. Like last night, I was like, I want to eat out. I don't feel like making anything, but I ended up making ramen and putting an egg in it instead
Luxury.
of going out. So like, you just gotta live a little rougher than usual.
It makes ordering out that much better though when you do have the money to do it, or when you talk yourself into doing it. Usually you feel bad about doing it regardless, but it's so much better because it's a luxury instead of just like a normal thing that you do now.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend lives with her parents, so she has a little extra income, so she'll like get us food.
Nice.
And then I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to get food next or make food.
Was that what she said?
I don't know. It's just like you just trade off. One person does it one day, one person does the other. But I was like, look, I can't buy food anymore. You don't have to spend $50 on Wingstop, but she did it anyways, so that was nice.
That sounds very similar
and then
to
I had
my
ramen
situation.
The next day. Yeah.
Wingstop is so good though, man. Fuck that fried corn.
Oh my god! Oh my god! The fried corn is so good. Everyone thinks
Wingstop sucks.
Dude.
Wingstop is good.
No.
The corn is good. The rolls are
they're on point.
Absolutely. Just regardless. But I mean, what can you say except like she's gonna have to live that life eventually, and she needs to milk that as long as she can. I hope she knows that. Until they kick her out.
Alright, well, these other topics I have, I don't really feel like talking about. YouTube removed the Leafy content cop. That sucks.
Oh, I don't really care. Who fucking cares about Leafy?
No, but it's not just the Leafy, it's the content cop. They removed iDubbbz as content cop.
About Leafy.
Yeah, about Leafy.
Why did they do that?
Because it was bullying. Look, I don't know. We can talk about this next week. We're running 1 hour, 40 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm ready to, do you got anything else to talk about? I'm ready to wrap it up.
I'm ready to go home and take a nap. But
Yeah.
that's about it. So let's wrap it up. So at the end of these podcasts, I do want to do like Q&As if people want to like email stupid fucking questions, and we'll answer them on podcast on stream.
Okay.
So
Okay, hold
do you have an email that they can do that? That you can shoot them to?
Just comment on the video.
Yeah, that works.
I don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Comment on the video, and then we'll do like maybe like the 3 most liked comments or something, whatever the fuck. But yeah, we'll do that, and then if it's stupid enough or not stupid enough, then maybe we'll answer it.
Okay, so on our last video, we have one comment from Mr. Guy. Now this is quite epic, my boyo. Yes, this is epic. This is epic burger, as some
This
meme
is
words
epic.
would say.
Epic burger.
I don't even know who this person is. And I don't know why. Is this you? Are you Mr. Guy?
No.
The Garbage Podcast Episode 1, what? He uploaded this podcast the same time I did. Alright, I'm gonna have to watch this. He has 4 subscribers, though.
4 subscribers.
Yeah.
Dude. Sounds like
I'm
a
gonna
threat.
subscribe to him. Dude, maybe he'll just be really happy when he sees I subscribe to him. Well, I've got a new podcast to watch. It's 40 minutes. It's called The Garbage Podcast, Episode 1, what?
That's a good. That's a
Just a
strong
good old
title.
confusing time. Yeah, it's a good old confusing time.
If you're listening to this, if you got to this point, first of all, I condone you. Condemn you. I commend you. Condone. Commend.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Well, before we leave, I just wanted to make one thing perfectly clear. And look, we can talk about this later, but RuneScape is bad.
Okay, alright. The foreshadowing is so real right now. So we're gonna leave it at that. This is gonna be quite the cliffhanger. But RuneScape,
Yes, the biggest cliffhanger.
RuneScape, good or bad? Question mark. The jury is out.
RuneScape, good or bad?
Or good.
Or is it bad?
Good. All right. So yeah, RuneScape's good. All right. See you guys.
Hopefully, goodbye.